Oh, so many things that I'm like, that's where, again, as parents, we're trying to teach our kids, right? Life skills where it's like, hey, so I was dumb in high school. I did X, Y, and Z. So I'm trying to help you not be dumb
Right?
and do those things.
Save you the time.
Or like, again, look at people and be like, you should respect your teachers because of this. We're not judging them. We're not like, you have no idea what's going on. Also at home, like, it's just with people in general.
I know.
I don't know. We could talk about teaching for forever because I do feel very strongly about teachers, and I really do try to do as much for them. Again, now that my kids are older and they have
it's harder.
A ton of teachers.
I don't know what the etiquette is now.
I know. I'm like, I did ask actually a couple of teacher friends, and they were like, honestly, because they each have like 7 teachers, you could even just do like a $5 gift card to like Swig.
Yeah.
Or just So Delicious or something like that. Or like, some type of like candy situation or treat or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it is hard when I'm like, Kate, so it's different when you have 1 or even 3. I feel like my kids a lot of times have like 3 teachers, but yeah, like when you get to high school, my kid Dylan has 8 teachers.
I don't think my parents ever did that.
Twin had 7.
Yeah.
No. So I'm like, that is literally, I don't even know what that is. What's, 7,
and
14,
the girls are
8,
already
like
2 times
24
the amount.
teachers right there.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
it becomes overwhelming.
Yeah. I'm like, I just don't. And this, I don't truly believe this, but sometimes I'm like, when it's like that and there's so many kids and they have so many classes,
they don't really know our kids anymore.
I'm like, my kid's just another number.
Yeah.
As long as they're not acting out, which there are a few teachers that we've, had to deal with from acting out. Because, again, my kids are real chatty. But yeah, besides that, I'm
That's
like.
what the girls' teachers said at conferences.
Oh, I'm sure.
They are so chatty.
Yeah.
That's the main problem. And I'm like, my report cards all said Rachel talks too much.
Yep. Me too. I'm like, listen, I am my father's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
My children are absolutely my children.
I'm like, are they being disrespectful?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
Yes. Right.
So if they're causing
the teacher has said, please be quiet, and you're continuing, then I understand why he has now has citizenship.
So, but I was like, that tracks.
That's on brand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I guess I feel like if that's the worst complaint, I'll take it.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Chatty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I totally agree with you. That's,
my mom, when my parents were here, they were staying with the kids for our trip. My mom's like sending me videos of the girls when they were walking home from school, and they're just talking. They won't stop talking.
Oh, yeah.
The whole way home. Julia doesn't use punctuation at all. I think she's afraid if she stops talking, someone else will start.
Yeah.
So everything is just a run-on sentence. She doesn't comma. She doesn't breathe.
Oh, my gosh. It's just like.
You'd think that I just lock them in a kennel and they don't ever talk to anyone. Yeah. Like I'm not talking to them because whenever someone new is around, they're just like.
Yeah.
They'll just like attack you with
There's
their
definitely
talking.
been times where I haven't seen them for a while and I'm like, hey, slow down. I'm not really sure what you're saying.
You don't have all the context?
Because, I'm like, hey, back up. But I feel like even with my own kids, like they'll come home and all of a sudden they're like mid-story. I'm like, okay, whoa. Like, what are you talking about?
Do Milo and Ruby talk at the same time? My girls will talk at the same time and they're telling 2 different stories.
Yes.
And you're like,
I'm like, hey, I know you each have your own side, but like, let's hang on.
Yeah.
Like, one talk and then one don't. Yeah. But I've had people that have like carpooled my kids too. Yeah. Be like, wow, he's like really talkative, huh? About like Dylan. I'm like, yeah, he is not shy around adults.
He's the cutest.
He is so cute.
He is so cute and charming, and I can't deal with it. And he has way more social skills than most teenagers who just grunt at you.
Yes.
He is so charming. Like when we were talking about rings, and he's like, now what kind of stone is this? Says the teenager to me.
15-year-old.
And I'm like, oh, it's a moss agate. And it forms that way naturally. And he acted genuinely interested. I don't know if he was, but he certainly gave on.
I think he totally was.
He's so charming and darling. And I'm like, you are chef's kiss. So cute.
Okay, but let's tell the context of what happened. Is Dylan, I brought him to the salon. Was it right? When was that?
He was getting his hair highlighted.
Well, he got his, I think it was permed.
Oh, yes.
That's what it was. Because I don't
permed.
do perms. And so, but my friend at the salon was giving him a perm. I was doing Rachel's hair. So he was with me at the salon. And he's just, waiting for his hair to process.
Yeah, just chatting with us.
And yeah, literally just chatting and asking questions. And
we were talking about antique jewelry because Courtney you had just gotten that cool ring.
Okay, yes. That's what it was. Because I got it for Mother's Day. We do need to talk about this. Is on my list as well.
Okay.
To talk about. But yeah, he is a very genuine person. Like he's so cute. He talks to you. Even my own brother said something like a couple months ago. I think it was in June because we were at my niece's birthday party. And a couple days later, he was like, Dylan's like really chatty, huh? And I'm like,
but he's cute in a chatty way because some teenagers just want to tell you what's interesting to them.
Yes.
But he has the skill, which I'm trying to teach Jack.
Yeah.
Of also asking other people questions.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is a missing skill in teenagers.
It is, because you're right. All they usually can see is like right in front of them, which is 100% in a lot of ways.
It's normal.
But he is good at asking questions. And that's where I say when we're in the car and he asks me things, I'm like, oh, that's so interesting that you're thinking about that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like did you ever want to be a stay-at-home mom like full time? You know what I mean? I'm like, that's so interesting that you think about that.
Last year he said, what do you like doing?
Oh.
And I was like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
You're like, tell me why you're asking.
Because I like to sleep. I like to be left alone. I like to shower without anyone arguing in front of the shower door. Yes. And I was like, oh, I don't know. And he's like, I think that you should have a hobby, Mom.
Yeah.
What about jewelry? You like to make jewelry. Why don't you have an Etsy shop? And I said, well, I really don't have time for that.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, we should do more stuff around the house to help you so that you'll have time. So like he sees that it needs to, but he can't quite get to the part about making it happen. But I was like,
the change hasn't happened yet.
But I thought it was really cute that he was thinking about that and was acting like.
I agree with you.
Yeah. Because I was like, nobody ever. He's getting there. We'll see.
Because it takes time. I feel like Dylan. So this is where actually I was going to give like a quick life update. I'm just going to have to do my favorite things at the end of this because clearly we're.
Sorry.
No, we're
too chatty.
Yes, we are too chatty. But Dylan turns 16 on Sunday.
Mm-mm.
I know.
Mm-mm.
I know. It is not okay. Actually, I love that my kids are getting older. I know that is like totally the opposite thing to say. And not that I want them to get older, but I'm like, I love seeing their progression.
It's
I love
a new,
seeing, And I'm like, I love to hang out with you. You're funny. And like Aaron says all the time, like Dylan genuinely makes us laugh so hard.
That's nice.
He is very funny. Even Milo and Ruby are both super funny. So I just feel like I get to know them as people now as they're getting older. When they're toddlers, like they're so fun and so cute and they are funny and say funny things. But now we're like interacting, like as we're like genuine friends.
And you can have a conversation.
Yeah. And that's where it's like, I am seeing though, I mean, he's gone a lot right now. And obviously, again, I have to drive him most places and pick him up. But I'm like, oh, he's going to be gone a lot once he can drive.
Yeah.
And that I think will be really sad because like right now I'm like, oh, dinner, I'll figure out dinner about this time because I typically have to pick him up about this time. And there's been a couple of times where he has gotten rides home from other people. And I'm like, where are you? Like, what is happening? And he's like, oh, I got a ride home with so-and-so. We stopped at the gas station.
Yeah.
They're like lingering. They're loitering, I guess I should say. Yeah. Youths. I'm like, listen, no one wants you to loiter. Yeah, youths. So anyway, but it's just so funny. And I'm like, what? Are you coming home? Like, I haven't seen you since last night. It's been a full 24 hours.
This is the first time that like my kids have independent things going on that I'm not involved in. And it's been hard for me.
It's been interesting. Like
because I miss my littles.
Yes. Yeah. And that's where like I miss the littles in certain ways. Just how I think it's going to be the same with this. But yeah, I feel like, and even him though, because like, again, he'll go to bed at night. I'll be like at the gym in the morning or I'll still be sleeping based on my schedule for that day. And he'll get up and leave to go to school. And then he goes straight to football after. And then again, I don't see him until I literally pick him up. And I'm like, that's almost been 24 hours since I've seen you.
The whole day.
And he will say the things like, hey, Mom, I haven't seen you like since last night.
Oh,
and I do love that he feels like that
he's
too.
Cute.
Like he is cute. And he's, again, chatty. So I feel like he is He's good at filling me in on details, but it's like not too much, not too little, you know. It's good. It's
Jack
really good.
still hugs me in front of people.
Oh, I love that.
I know.
But I do feel like because we've been like that for them and with them,
Yeah.
it's ingrained in them. It's not like we all of a sudden we're starting to do that.
No.
Because Dylan will get out of the car at the high school, even when all of his friends are right there. And he's like, love you, Mom. You know,
Yes.
so
Jack does that too. Because like
yeah.
when I would drop something off in his class last year, he would
Yes.
still come to the classroom door and hug me.
Yeah.
And I was like,
oh,
I love this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like, because we've ingrained that in them. And I think it's like they're not embarrassed because we've made it.
Well,
like,
and I think there's an expectation
thing.
that I'm not going to say or joke about being embarrassing to you because I'm not.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. We know
I'm your parent and I love you.
Yes.
And I'm not going to make you, you know, hold hands with me and walk down the street.
Yes, totally. We're not going to do anything to make you
You're not going to do
weird.
this. I pretend like I don't know you business. We're not doing that.
Yeah, totally.
No.
Yeah, for sure.
Then I will embarrass you.
Yeah,
then I will. And it'll be good.
I'm like, listen, I'll be cool. I'll be chill. I promise. Yeah.
I know. And I just like feel like a chauffeur because like the kids all get in the car and there's friends and I'm like, how was everybody's day? And then they just start in and I'm just like, podcast.
Yep, totally. Did I tell you that I got to drive them around for homecoming?
No.
Oh, it was so fun. I am so glad. Those of you who are listening, if you have the chance to drive your kid around for a dance, freaking do it.
So, okay, now Utah dances perplex me because they are like whole day events.
Yes, was your not?
No.
Oh, yeah. And I guess whole
I'm
day,
stressed out about this ahead of time.
Yes. Okay. Be stressed out because it's a lot. Because now I've seen, because he's only been to he's been to 3 dances. So I guess, but the first one, I don't think they actually did a day thing. I can't even remember. But because he went to homecoming at our school and then a girl actually asked him to homecoming to her school.
In a different city.
Yes. But each of them, they did like something for a few hours during the day, like 12:30 to 3:30 type situation. And then everyone went home to their respective places, got ready, then were picked up, did pictures, which is new.
That's
so
new.
Literally have to hire a photographer now. There's no pictures at the school. When we were growing up,
there's no pictures at the school.
That was why you're at the
That's
dance
the point.
for so long, is because you're literally
standing
waiting
in line
the
for
gym,
pictures.
waiting.
Yes.
And you had this fun background and like, no. So now you go somewhere and take pictures ahead of time with an actual photographer. I'm like, I have to have like numbers on hand. I did not
realize that that's why I was seeing people get pictures before. Yes. And I guess it didn't occur to me that I don't see any of those classic, you know, homecoming under the sea.
Exactly.
Whatever pictures.
It doesn't say what their theme is. There's no background. I told Dylan, I'm like, I need to get my dance pictures down so you can see what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they're going to be like, this is so cringy.
Yeah, they're
going to
be like, this is so cringy.
I guess we're not allowed to say cringy. Give me my middle part or my side part. And give me my cringy.
This is the one I need some more clarification on, is like the whole Riz thing. I'm like,
if I even know, because I feel like the girls are where I am, which is behind several years on the lingo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But also, we didn't make up words.
No.
Did we?
No, it was like rad, which is like, that's a very
already
normal
a word.
word.
Cool is already a word. Sick.
I don't even remember. Sick or fetch, because that was like from...
Oh, that's from here. We didn't have that.
Oh, no. Because it's from the girl Mean Girls. That's so fetch.
But we didn't do any of that pretend swears.
Okay.
Chris did.
Oh, see, I feel like...
When we were dating... The first time I heard him Utah swear, because I am not from here.
Okay. What did he say?
He was like,
oh my heck.
No, it was worse. It was the worst thing. He goes, shizzle my nizzle.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And I was like, well, you have to stop doing that right now. That's a no.
And also you're like, so only Snoop Dogg can do that.
Only Snoop Dogg. And I'm loving the Snoop Renaissance, by the way, where he's just like, don't worry, I'm at the Olympics.
Yes, and he's best friends with Martha Stewart.
It's the cutest.
What? Let's get them.
I love him.
I would love to sit down with Martha Stewart. I need a deep dive on Martha Stewart.
She's an interesting lady.
Because you she didn't even, I saw like, I've been seeing like bits and pieces about her. She didn't even get popular till she was like in her 40s.
I know.
And like all these craft things, she got huge, had her own show. And then all of a sudden she like, was with all these different celebrities. Then she gets indicted for insider trading. Literally does jail time.
A little timey time.
And now she comes out and she's best friends with 50 Cent, with Snoop. Like, I'm like, Kate, is there like an underground, like, what's going on? Is she growing weed in her garden?
I don't know. She's a pretty cool white lady. Really. Like,
she's probably just like so chill. She has now.
Street cred.
Yeah, she's
and most of us white ladies don't get to do that.
And they're probably maybe it's like a mother figure to them.
I don't know, but she seems like a cool gal.
I know, she does.
And I'm like, you guys are all just chilling.
Yeah.
Together. It's just whatever.
The craziest. I mean,
maybe their grandkids like play together because Snoop
together.
Has like
a
lot of grandchildren.
I know.
He has a lot of grandchildren.
Crazy.
I like
crazy.
It. I'm here for it. I'm here for all the iterations
too.
Of Martha.
But that's exactly it. It's all the iterations of
because
Martha.
I used to collect Martha Stewart wedding magazines.
Yeah.
Even because for the kids around, we didn't have Pinterest or the internet.
No.
Like
wedding
my mom keeps saying I should get an award for throwing 2 very nice weddings, because my sister and mine, before Pinterest existed.
Absolutely.
The ideas had to come from your head.
Yeah.
And so I had all these wedding magazines, of course. And then after we got married, I continued to collect them because there's usually very laid out like engagement ring sections. And I love those.
Yeah.
And I didn't get rid of my collection until we moved into the house we're in now.
Really?
And I was so sad to get rid of it. It weighed like 100 pounds.
I was going to say, because you had to have had so many.
I had so many. And when we used to buy them at the grocery store, Chris used to say to the checkout person, we've been married for 10 years.
She's like, then why do you need a wedding magazine?
He's mean to me.
Listen,
And I was like, I collect them. And they'd be like, I still get People magazine. My mom gives it to us every year for Christmas, a subscription. When we started nursing our babies, she gave me and my sister both a subscription so we could read while we were nursing. And she has kept it up. It's better than scrolling.
Yes.
Scrolling didn't exist when I had Jack. I don't think I even had an iPhone when I had Jack.
I think Dylan was like 3 years old when Instagram even came out.
Yeah.
3 or 4, something like that.
I still get the magazine.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I get Country Living it used to come every month. Now they're batching. I'm starting to get annoyed. It was like June and July. And I'm like, no, where is like my specific July patriotic?
Yeah,
like
that's
where
what
is
I
that?
want.
Yeah,
and now I want to hold it in my hand, which is what makes me feel like an old person.
Yes,
because when you go to a restaurant and they're like, scan the QR code, and I'm like,
I want to
hold a menu. I have to take screenshots of what I'm gonna have because I can't find it when you come back.
Yes,
and it makes me feel like I am 100 years old that I'm complaining about it.
Yep. But it's funny because I am like that where I'm like, I want to hold a menu, but like I'm okay reading on a Kindle.
Oh, I don't like that. I want to hold a book.
Don't love it. Well, my thing is because I read at the gym. I can't hold a book while I'm at the gym.
Yeah.
I feel like I just don't. And like even logistics wise, where I'm like waiting for kids or like in between pickups, I need to like, I don't want to like get my book out in the car.
Do you know
I
what
just
the problem
do the Kindle.
is? I should do that because what I spend my time doing now is shopping.
Okay, so let's talk. Okay, we have to jump into this. So a lot of the things that I love actually have come from you. I'm not going to get into my favorite things yet. I really will finish that at the end since we are literally already like at an hour and 20 minutes.
We're chatty. I don't know what to tell you.
But such good conversation.
Always.
I learned so much from you all the time. Okay, so Rachel came in to the salon one day and I was like, oh my gosh, what is that ring? What are you wearing? It is your grandpa's. No, it was your grandma's.
My grandma's is the one I have right now.
Not college rings, but just class ring.
High school
class ring. You guys. It's so beautiful. It's so unique. It's all the things. It's perfection. I immediately went home and started Etsying vintage class rings, not because I don't have one from a family member. But so Aaron gifted me one for Mother's Day because, I sent him the link and he so kindly bought what I asked him to.
That's called smart marriage. That's why we're all still married.
He is the best gift giver. If anyone knows him, he's a fantastic gift giver. But yeah, like you are so uber talented, speaking of hobbies and jewelry, and Jack saying that, because you have taken so many pieces of jewelry from, because you do have a lot of family heirloom type stuff, and you've created new items. I am going to need to get some pictures though of things like where you're like, hey, this is what the before was, and then you made it to this, because the way your brain works with jewelry is unbelievable. Like, you really should design jewelry. I've told you that before. You're so talented.
I have always had this weird like thing where even when I was like a child, I did not want to own anything that didn't have a memory attached to it.
Yes.
So like, if someone doesn't give it to me and it's my idea and I paid for it, then it has to have a family link to it.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's how I've ended up with this obsession. And I found this darling.
It is an obsession. I will say that.
I found this darling goldsmith because I had a jewelry store here and they went out of business during the pandemic. So they did do some work for me. But I found this darling goldsmith at Jonathan's Jewelers, and he likes to work with family gold.
Oh, cool.
And because it's kind of hard, some jewelers won't work with old gold. So they'll take pieces, like they might reset stones for you, but they won't work with old gold.
Okay. Is that meaning like old bands?
Like
stuff like that?
Anything that's not, they want to use new gold. So they'll buy the old gold from you for cost, whatever gold is worth, but they don't want to use it. But I need it to be made from the original piece.
Okay.
And so he will do it. He loves doing it.
Awesome.
And so sometimes I go in there with an idea, and sometimes I just bring something and he'll say, what if we did this? What if we did this? He'll mock up some ideas for me. And I like it because I want to carry these pieces of my family with me. And I want to have pieces for my children to have as well. Yeah. So like
to be gifted to them.
And I want it to be meaningful. Yeah. And so I've got several different kinds of pieces that have been made from like my wedding dress or our wedding invitations. Yeah. But if my grandma gives me stuff, it's not my style. Yeah. I don't love it. And so I want to keep it, but I want to wear it.
You want it to be your own vibe.
I want it to be my own vibe. Yeah. And that way I can wear it every day. But that's where you is
so talented, because that's where, and maybe it is like, because you've like been scrolling things and you've come across it, but like your ring, this one, which... Tell me the story with that one.
So this is my original engagement diamond.
Okay.
So that Chris got me when we were baby 22-year-olds. Yes. And I love it. And no matter what happens, I don't ever want to get a new diamond.
Yes, yes.
However, the setting that he got me when we got married I loved it. It was what I asked for. Yeah. But then later along the route, I found something else. And once I saw it, I couldn't not have it. And I was in love with it. And so we sent the ring away to a jeweler in Pennsylvania who actually has some pieces in the Smithsonian that he's done.
Wow.
Yeah. And so he reset my original diamond into this new piece, which I love and adore.
But that's like such a unique style. Like, I love that ring. And I think if I saw it, I would choose something like that. Yes. But I could never come up with that on my own.
I wouldn't have chosen it because I made a choice like later down the road. It's like when you're stuck with your wedding, china.
Yeah.
That you picked when you were the place settings from when you were 20.
When we were,
Yeah.
Totally.
And so I've always loved this ring. And so for my 5th anniversary, we reset it. I kept my old setting. I intend to put a new stone in it, maybe, and give it to Jack. Yeah. To use someday. But then I also have one of my bands is melted down from my grandpa's, a large ring that was my grandpa's.
Oh, okay.
And then the other gold ring is melted down from a gold bracelet my grandparents gave me in high school. But I don't wear it because it's not my style.
Yes, that's what I mean. It's
so cool. Everything has a meaning. I just don't like to, So like, this is my favorite one.
Too. Yep.
Right now. So my son, we took him to the temple for his first temple visit when he was 12. And we took him to the Seattle temple, which is where we got married, and with my parents, so that it would be a special day. And while we were on the grounds of the temple, he found a tiny acorn and he brought it to me and he gave it to me because I like things that are small. I love wee things. So I took it to the jeweler and I asked him if he could cast the acorn and then make it into a pendant. And we melted down a necklace that had belonged to my grandma to use as the gold in it. and there was a tiny diamond in the necklace. So he put the tiny diamond in the bottom of the acorn.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
that's the actual acorn.
So it's a cast of
Or
the
cast,
acorn.
I mean,
so I
yes.
still have the acorn
Yeah.
at the house.
Okay.
And he made a mold of it. And then it's the metal is from my grandma.
Yes.
And the diamond is from my grandma. So
see, that's so cool.
And the jeweler is like, he was all, I'm going to play with the mold more. Do you want some acorns from it in sterling? And I said, sure.
Yeah.
So he's going to do a set of 3 because he was like, do you want earrings? And I don't wear earrings that big.
Yeah.
So I said, let me have 3 of them. And then Jack can have one to give to his wife or whatever. Yeah. And the girls can each have one.
Yes.
And so I will hold those aside for them to have.
But again, it's so cool. Like it's just stuff I would never have even thought about.
So
like, was your mom kind of like that? Like with any of her grandparents' stuff?
No. And she has very little to pass on to me. If you're watching
Luann.
Luann.
We love Luann though.
We do love Luann.
I've never met her, but I feel like I know her because it's been
I've
so
basically
many years.
pilfered all of the family heirlooms
jewels
that she had, except for the one ring.
Yes.
She has 2 beautiful pieces that she wears every day and loves, including an antique that's over 100 years old that belonged to, it's that moss agate ring.
They're
So I think that is probably the most prized piece of our whole family because it's such a special piece. But she is not like that. She does not understand me. So mostly the stuff that she has that's worth anything is stuff that I gave her or bought her.
Sure.
Like, for example, last year we went to the spa in Disneyland together.
Yes.
And part of the spa, part of the like tradition at the spa is to select a gemstone to put in this centerpiece to center yourself.
Oh, okay.
Whatever.
Okay.
And so I went out and bought her a necklace with the stone from her stone that she used.
Chose. Yeah.
And I bought myself a bracelet made from the stone. And I wear that all the time because it's got a tie to her.
Yeah.
Since she doesn't really have stuff. She did give me a couple of things. I have a couple of things. And then I weaseled those plus rings out of her.
Yes. But just to preface, your sisters are not into this stuff.
Not as much.
So even though you weaseled them from her, they were not going to go into not good hands, but like they don't wear it. You are cherishing these items.
Well, and like, for example, my grandma gave me a ring that belonged to my grandpa who's passed, and it had 3 diamonds in it. And so I took mine, I set it into a new stone ring, and I kept it. My mom took my middle sister adopted her youngest child.
Yes.
And when they were going to get sealed to her in the temple, my mom had me take the diamond from my grandpa's ring that was for my sister, and we set it into a pendant, and we bought a baby chain so that my niece could wear it while she was being sealed to my sister's family. And then we got a big chain so that my sister could have it.
After that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So, that's what I mean. You're very thoughtful in the way that you do things like that, though.
I just feel like it tells a story, and I like to wear it because when I look at it, I think of the story.
Yes.
For the family members.
For sure.
And when I was a little girl, I used to get out my grandma's jewelry when I'd spend the night at her house, and she would tell me where it was from.
Oh, I love that.
And so I like it all so I like to know where everything is from.
Yeah.
And so I do that with my kids too.
Yeah.
The girls get into my jewelry box and I tell them where everything's from.
Yes.
Because I feel like it's my way of passing on our family. You know, I don't do genealogy really. I'm not good at that. But I'm passing on these memories, and I hope they cherish them the same way that I do.
And it's cool too now, though, because you do have before pictures and after pictures.
Yeah.
And that's what's cool is because like even the ones that you've shown me, I'm like, oh yeah, I can totally see how that band is not your style. But now that you've put it into like your necklace now, the other one that has the double-sided. Because wasn't that in a ring, and it was kind of swirled,
and it was more of a cocktail style, and it was really large. I probably would have worn it periodically, but it's not something I'd wear all the time. And I like to wear jewelry because I believe that you should wear all the jewelry you want to wear all day long, every day. Wear all of it. It's not for special occasions.
Also, do you take your stuff off or do you sleep in it?
I sleep in my bracelets.
Okay.
I never take them off, but my rings and my necklaces come off.
Take off. Okay.
I used to sleep in my necklaces, but I need to wear so much neck cream at night to try and save my neck and chest. And it was getting all over my jewelry, so I had to start taking it off.
Perfect.
So my grandma had this ring, and it had a stone in it that was brought back to her from Europe from a friend.
Okay.
And my grandpa bought her the setting, but it was just a lot.
Yeah.
So my friend at the jewelry store created a beautiful disc and set the stone in it. And then he made it reversible and the back is hammered so I can just wear it whenever. Yeah. And it's become one of my favorite pieces because it's a lot more casual every day that I can wear all the time.
Much. Yeah. Yes.
So it's been kind of fun.
So cool.
It's super fun. I enjoy doing that because I like
you need to work for a jeweler. That's what you need.
I know, but I don't have any of the goldsmithy skills. I only have the ideas.
Yeah, but be like, listen, my friend at Jonathan's, let's work together. Like, I'll come up with ideas, you create them, and like
he's so great.
You could be like the next Kendra Scott or whoever does jewelry.
Yes, I know her.
Yes.
But like, for example, my mom wanted to bring me a treat back from Europe. And I said, I want you to bring me a sixpence because I saw this lady on Etsy that paints sixpence with enamel, colored enamel.
Oh my gosh.
But I wanted the sixpence to be from my mom.
Yes.
So the lady who is also in England was like, so you want to send me something I already have at my house? And I'm like, yes, I know. It's ridiculous, but my mom brought it for me.
Yes.
So I sent it to her and she did it.
Oh, that's cool. So what are you going to do with it?
It's a pendant.
Oh, it is a pendant. Mm-hmm. Okay.
She sent it back to me. And then I took some more of the coins my mom brought me and
made them for the girls.
Josh just stamped a hole in them and made them independents for me so I could just wear them around.
Cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, that's what I mean. I'm like,
so I think I'm going to start working with silver clay.
Okay.
I want to start working with precious metal clay.
Okay.
My husband just bought me a dream box, which is one of those gigantic crafting armoires.
Okay.
It's big. We put it together yesterday. So that I have a workstation.
Where did this go? Where is this at?
It's in our laundry room and it doesn't make sense in there. It's unwieldy because it's so big.
Yeah.
But it was the only place I could put it where I could work.
Yes.
We have a very large laundry room.
Which is amazing.
It's amazing. Now we don't because it has this thing in it. But
it has a dream box.
I've had some other jewelers that work in metal clay do things for me. Like someone made a mold and did a pine cone from my parents' backyard.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I'm not as good as that yet. But someone else, you can make impressions with it. So like I have a sterling silver pendant that's made out of sterling clay. And the impression is lace from my wedding dress.
Oh, my gosh.
So I'm going to start working in silver clay.
I don't even know these things exist.
Yeah. And I also have someone that used to work. She used to make billboards, like mural paintings, but then she started painting in miniatures. And so I saw that she had painted something else in a miniature. Yes. And so I got her to paint the Salt Lake Temple on one side of the inside of a locket and then the Seattle Temple in the other side of the locket because I was married in Seattle and my parents got married in Salt Lake. And so I have that as a locket.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I can't do that.
How big's the locket?
It's like very small.
Oh my gosh.
It's very small.
How do you paint like that?
I don't know.
That's insane.
She's super talented. I saw her because she paints inside pocket watches.
Okay.
That's what I like about Etsy and working with the small artists on Etsy, because they will, if you come to them with an idea, like I email like 10 jewelers and one of them will answer me.
Yeah.
And if you come to them with an idea, like you see something they do and you ask them to tweak it, a lot of times they'll do it.
Yeah.
And then they'll adjust that and use it for their shop as an idea.
Yeah. Because they're probably like, this is genius. Of course I'm going to continue using it.
And so you just have to like find, but they're way more willing to work with you than mainstream stores.
Oh, for sure.
And so I feel great because I get a say in it.
Yeah.
And I also like to patronize the small business, you know?
Yes.
A lot.
Yeah.
And I think they're easier to work with. And the customer service is really good because they care.
Yes, because they care.
They care.
And it's their livelihood.
And I come back to them.
Yeah.
A lot of times, usually. So.
Okay, so then I am going to now go into my 5 favorite things.
Let's hear it.
Because one of them is Etsy. I know. I had to do it because I feel like I used to use Etsy a little bit, but I have really learned to love Etsy from you because of that. And it is stuff where, again, like I love antiques. I love vintage things. I buy a lot of that type of stuff on
Mhm.
Etsy, but I had never even thought about jewelry.
Mhm.
And that's where, like, we've talked about, Erin's like, if you ever want to do a different ring at some point, maybe even doing something that's not a real diamond, not moissanite. What is it? Lab grown?
You could
I
do
don't,
a
I
lab
don't
created.
know. I don't know a lot
You could
about
also do a
them.
gemstone.
Yeah.
That's super. And I might have done that if I was older when I got married.
Yes.
I might have done a gemstone.
Yes. And so that's where he's like, if you ever wanted to do something different, which I don't know if you've ever even seen my wedding
I
ring.
have not. I was noticing it.
So this one's obviously fake.
Because usually you have the glovies on.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and I just don't ever wear it. And this is just 4 baguette diamonds for
Very
each
pretty.
of my kids.
Oh, I love that.
Anyway, so yeah, so that's the ring that Erin gave me. I actually did have just bands, like white gold bands.
Mm-hmm.
They got stolen.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I know. Along with some diamond earrings.
Cool.
I know. Fabulous. That was an unfortunate time in my life. It was really devastating because I wore those earrings to my wedding.
Oh,
I know.
That
really,
makes
really
me
sad.
really sad.
Yeah. But yes, but
People don't think that Etsy's reliable. They kind of like worry about buying jewelry online. But Etsy's a great place as long as you pick someone that has a lot of reviews, because a lot of Etsy shops have brick and mortar stores too.
Yes.
And the other place to buy if you're going to deal with jewelry is to go onto pricescope.com.
Oh, okay.
That is a huge jewelry community, and they will have reputable dealers that you can see reviews for that will work with you. Okay. And you don't pay for the and then you don't pay for the overhead.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Cuz like so what my thought is I actually would love to find an old ring.
Oh, fun.
Of a diamond, like something, that like come across where it's like it is a diamond
Especially
ring.
because you love antiques so much.
Yes. So I'm like, I actually think I might go that route more than even just like trying
There's
to
a lot of estate pieces on Etsy.
Yes. And that's where, I'm like, there's just so many amazing, amazing things.
And then you can just have like your wedding date engraved in it or something to sort of make it your own.
Well, and so like this one, so I got a class ring, like I said, for Mother's Day. It says 1946 on it, but it was tiny. Like I feel like their fingers back then were bite sized. Like I'm like, that literally is like would fit my. Actually, I think Ruby kind of has big hands, but like they're just so tiny. Anyway, it like fit on my pinky. So I did get mine sized, and I went to a jeweler and had them do that as well. But anyway, I'm obsessed with it. I mean, I really only wear it like on Sundays because I don't wear rings the rest of the week. Every now and again, like this, if I'm like podcasting or something, I'll wear my rings. But I don't know. I feel like most days I just am not like ready to go.
Well, and you know what else you can do? You can think about a setting that's easier to wear with gloves.
Yeah, and that's true
because like a bezel set like I have won't snag.
Yes.
So there's lots to think about.
Mine is, but like chemicals. When I'm washing, I am like literally putting my hands straight into color. Yeah. So that's where I worry about that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
I don't know. It's just
that sounds like a fun project that I'd like to be involved
in.
Because like one of our friends, Chris and I designed her engagement ring.
Oh, really?
Here with a jeweler that did my original ring. And then we sent it to Washington.
Oh my gosh.
And I helped design my sister's husband's ring as well.
That's what I mean. You need like this could be such a niche thing where you like help people create these.
I wish it was a thing where you were just like shopping. Because I go with everybody to shop for their rings. Yes. The jewelers don't really like me. They think I'm kind of annoying. And
because you know too much?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I'll be like, you don't want that diamond. Or I'll be like, you don't have this cut. They don't even know what it is. Yes. And I'm like, we're leaving. They don't even know.
They don't
like
even have this.
Yeah. I've been teaching Jack diamond cuts.
Really?
We were at Hobby Lobby last week. And they have those. Have you seen the new gigantic ornaments that look like gemstones? They're just like huge. They're like this big. He's walking down the aisles going, emerald cut.
Oh
Asher
my
cut.
gosh, stop.
And I'm like, so proud right now.
Well, it's funny because even when Erin gave me mine, he was like explaining it. And he's like, this is a radiant cut diamond. It's supposed to be like this most sparkly. I'm like, I knew nothing. The only thing I'd ever heard is like, a princess cut.
Sometimes my mom will go, what's that pink stone? And I'll go, do you even listen when I talk? Why are you guys not listening to me?
I'm like, I don't think I've ever had anyone like sit down with me and tell me, but 100%. Because like there's so much to know. And unless you're like really interested in it, I could see how go in one ear and out the other.
Well, for sure, because most people just, I mean, it's just not a part, like something that they find interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
But I find it really interesting. Like if you go and talk to someone and I will say to you, what does their wedding ring look like? Yeah. And you say, I don't know. You're useless to me. I can't deal with it.
Because same, there's only a select handful of people that I could say I know, and yours is one of them. I love, love, love your ring. And my friend Haley, actually, that I had on last week, because hers also was diamonds that came from grandparents.
Love it.
And it's so cool. So that's designed. And let's see. I don't even know. Maybe it might be my own mother's ring.
My parlor trick is guessing what era you got engaged based on your ring.
That's insane. That's amazing.
Because especially like the women that I was teaching with that were all about 20 years older than me, they all have the same style. So I can tell.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'd be nosy like that.
Yeah.
And then I was also like, does anyone want me to clean their rings? Because it looks like everybody's rings need to be cleaned. Can I bring my... Because I have like a
Do you have
steamer.
like a... Okay, that's what I was going to say. Is it not the ultrasonic?
I have an ultrasonic and I have the pressure steamer.
Oh my gosh. Amazing.
Because I'm extra like that.
You are extra like that. And I love it so much. I love it so much. That's why we could really talk, jewelry forever. Okay. The other thing, and I've been saving this favorite thing for months now because you're just really good at talking about this kind of stuff, is Differengel.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So I was originally told to get Differengel for Dylan, who's almost 16, for acne, right? But then you and I started talking about it, and I now slather my entire face and neck with it every other night. Tell me the benefits, because it's for fine lines and wrinkles too, right?
Yeah, so a lot of acne treatments also can be used for fine lines and wrinkles. So anything that's in the retinoid family is going to help smooth out the fine lines and wrinkles. It helps build up collagen underneath the surface of your skin.
You should have been a dermatologist.
Gross.
Besides a jeweler.
Gross. I do not like looking at skin or teeth. Gross.
Okay, I'm like, what's another thing? But you're so smart with this kind of stuff. So smart.
The best thing you can do is to use a retinoid-based skin cream at night and wear sunscreen every single day.
Yep.
Every single day. Sunscreen, more important than even retinol. But so like the Differengel will help reduce fine lines and wrinkles that you already have. It will help stimulate new collagen underneath your skin. It really does stave off the signs of aging because I have really severe rosacea. And when I first had rosacea and I wasn't sure what it was and my skin was very red and very dry.
Yeah.
So I had to stop all of that stuff. And I saw my fine lines and wrinkles come back within days.
Really?
Weeks probably. And I was like, we got to figure out what's wrong with my face because it's getting older by the minute. So I use tretinoin.
I can visibly see it happening.
Yeah, I use tretinoin because it also helps with my rosacea. Not everybody can get a prescription for tretinoin or like Retin-A, although there are a lot of companies now online that will give you. Yep. Another good company besides, so Differengel is a great place to start because it's a little bit more gentle on your skin.
Yes, because I noticed if I was using it every night, I started getting so dry on my neck.
Yep.
And I'm the same. Like I want to make sure my neck does not get weird, gross wrinkles. And so I have just I went back to just doing it every other night.
Yep.
Because it is still,
and then use a
thing.
Heavy cream over it as an occlusive layer to help keep in the moisture. So I always use whatever the night cream is, and then I use a heavy night cream over the treatment.
So you do the tretinoin.
I use tretinoin. You do different.
Right?
Yep.
So
first,
whatever, then the cream.
Yep. Whatever the treatment is goes first. Yeah. So on a clean face. If you exfoliate that night, like if you use a chemical peel before, then just go straight to the cream and skip the treatment.
Yes.
Or you'll burn the living daylights out of your skin.
Yes.
So you use your treatment. You need a different treatment for your eye.
Yep. I do that too.
They all say don't put this by your eye, but I do. I put it right up under here here, and here. And when you're doing your treatment, don't forget to sort of rub it into the top of your lip.
That's what I do too, because
because I be drinking out of a straw all day long because
cheers. Here
so
we
it's
are.
like I have smoker's lip. So you got to do that, and then you can bump it up. So start with like 3 days a week.
Yeah.
Bump it up once you feel like you can tolerate it. Do not put it on before you go outside during the day. Don't ever do that.
Okay. Here's a quick story, because I had it on the night before and I went to the gym and I hadn't showered yet. And I was doing something outside and I for sure got burned on my face.
It'll be a little bit,
crispy.
So crispy. It'll look a little bit like a chicken.
Yes.
And then if you find that you're using it for a long time and then you're starting to see lines come through, then you need to find something with a higher content. Yes. Some good products to use if you're not going to use, like Muesli offers anti-aging stuff. ROC is a good drugstore brand to try.
Okay.
And then Paula's Choice is an excellent line. And then another line that's really good to use when you're starting off that does have retinoid products is The Ordinary. They're extremely easy on the pocketbook.
I love The Ordinary.
They do a lot of serums. I buy my chemical peel from them.
Do you use the one that looks like blood?
The red one?
Yes.
That freaks out your kids too, so it's fun.
Yeah, fun.
You can put it on while you answer the door on Halloween.
Yeah, and it literally
scare
looks
the
like
children.
Your face
it looks
is
like
bleeding.
you've had your face peeled off. It's very scary. So those are all good brands. And then the Inky List is a really good brand as well to use. Okay. I get my retinoid eye cream from them.
Okay.
And they are cheap.
Look at that one. Okay.
So you look into it, make sure you get it on the top of your eyes. And then very important, in the morning when you are slathering moisturizer all over you that has a sunscreen in it, also eye cream.
Yes, and I do. Yeah.
Your eye skin is so delicate.
The Origins.
I love Origins.
I love their
and that's such a good
the one that was
brand.
mine like a couple anyway.
They're good.
Like a month ago.
Because I wear an eyeshadow primer that can be harsh on your eyelids, but it's a must-have for those of us with oily eyelids. So I always use a medium heaviness eye cream when you're doing your moisturizer before you start your makeup. You got to take care of those little delicate eyes.
Yes.
Because they're so sensitive.
Because it's,
don't do this.
Thin skin.
Don't pull your skin away from your eye. Dot it in towards the middle of your nose.
That's interesting. I try to just do everything up.
You don't want to pull, because like a lot of people do this and they pull on their eyelid.
Okay.
So I start on the outer and I tap it in.
Okay. That's good
Gotta
to know.
Be so
See, guys, listen.
It.
She knows everything. Okay. Okay, so that was 2. Okay, my third one is the Tarte Cream Bronzer. It's so good. I'm wearing it today. You guys have seen me do it use it multiple times in my Get Ready With Me videos or when I've been showing other things. It's perfect. It's so creamy. I use that brush that I did on my favorite things like a couple weeks ago as well, the Tarte Cream brush. It's like not too ashy. It's not too warm. Ooh, excuse me. And it's just the perfect consistency.
That's hard to find too.
Yes. And I feel like that's
because a lot of them are harsh and you don't realize it till you get outside.
Yeah.
I was just noticing what a nice contour you have.
And I have like a couple
it's not harsh at all.
Yeah. And I feel like I have a couple different colors that like in the summer I use a darker one.
Yes.
I'm darker. And
and we need
right
a
now I need a little
texture on our skin.
Yes.
Using like a powdery contour or bronzer when you're having when we're getting into our 40s skin, it's not nice.
And that's where I feel like I stick with pretty much all cream these days.
Me too.
Like I have so much powder, but I'm like, I just don't love it. I don't want to get rid of it per se, but I
only use a mineral veil over the top.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. But I don't use powder for anything else really.
Yeah.
Because it's too harsh.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I use powder in my brows, but that's,
Well, I use it in my
brows. We got to do a
too.
lot of filling
and my
in.
eyeshadow, because, I got to make up a brow out of whole cloth.
Yes.
That doesn't exist.
And one hair. Okay, so the Tarte Cream Bronzer is so, so, so good. I just love it so much. Okay, my next one is these large scrunchies. I have a few select scrunchies that I had, and I was like, they're kind of like my gym scrunchies. Like not ones that I was like, I didn't feel like I could really wear them, and so I was just using just a regular hair tie. Anyway, I went to Called to Surf a few weeks ago, and I came across these extremely large scrunchies, where I was like, you look like a clown, like that. Doubling it up on what was, took up
like
half my
ruffle.
arm.
It's like a sleeve.
Yes, like a sleeve. And so I got thinking about it. I guess this was multiple weeks ago. This was probably a month ago. And anyway, so I got on Amazon. So I did not put this on my list until literally this week because I have been using them now for multiple weeks. But there's a pack of 6 of them, I think for $9. They are fantastic. I'll take it out. My hair is kind of gross.
Is it satin or is it silk or what? Okay, nice.
Yes. So it's so soft, but look how big. I mean, obviously if you hold it, it is as big as my face, but it is, so soft. I feel like it doesn't make a big crease. I can put it in, and because I feel like sometimes this, I'm like, I look bald.
And it doesn't pull on your hair either.
No. And so I kind of like to put it to the side and loosen it just a tiny hair. And
so you don't feel like a founding father.
Yes. Because I'm I like this. I'm like, oh my gosh. No, I look bold.
I have to use those because of my curly hair.
Yes.
Rubber bands disappear.
Do not like,
it's a disaster.
Yes. And I feel like nowadays, because we're using the ones that don't pull our hair and they're not supposed to be as tight, which means I end up having to use 2 or 3 if I want a tight ponytail.
Yes.
And then they're stretched out.
Yep.
And I have to throw them in the garbage.
Right.
It's a one-time use.
And those are nice, that kind, because you can wash them in the washing machine.
Exactly. And I do that with my gym ones too, because I'm obviously sweaty.
Because I sleep with one in.
Okay. Do you do top?
I do a top because I also wear a bonnet.
Oh,
when I sleep.
Because of your curls.
So I have a giant silk scrunchie.
Yeah.
And that's the only way that my hair's not pulling while I'm laying.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. And that's where too, I feel like it's cute enough. And I feel like with the
it's super cute. Plus it's neutral. It just
looks exactly. And there's
nice
it came
neutral.
with black, brown, tan. So this color, khaki, I guess it's more a champagne, an actual cream color. Like I said, there's 6 of them.
Well, and when you're busy being a mom, you have to put your hair back sometimes, but you might need to go somewhere later.
Yes. And
not have a crease in your hair too, if you want to take it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Especially if you blow your hair out.
Yeah.
That takes a while.
Yep.
Nobody's going to do that a second time.
No. But I also love these. I'm using it even at night when I am getting in the shower and I'm not washing my hair, and it's soft enough too that I can put it in there, pull it out, and I don't have creases.
Yes.
Either.
Yes.
So I'm loving these ones, and it's a great link because I also feel
Are you going to link all these? Because I'm going to want to buy that.
Definitely need to link. So that's what I was going to say. I'm I should just go grab you one because I feel like when you buy a set of 6 and they're that cheap, this is such a great stick in a birthday gift.
Yes.
I know. Stocking stuffer. Even just
Ooh, you should do a stocking.
That is my plan. Okay, so I was talking to another client and they were you should do gift guides.
Yes.
I'm I am 100% going to do gift guides.
That's a great idea.
So I need to start now though, because that's going to take some time.
And also because October's going to just be over in 30 seconds.
It's already October 8th.
Can we please get boot season? I want to wear my cardigans. I am so mad.
Know. I just got the cutest cardigan.
It's 100 degrees.
It is 100 degrees.
And I have so many Taylor Swift cardigans that are just looking at me in my closet, and I want to wear them.
Taylor Swift cardigans. That's what guys. We didn't even get. She's obsessed with Taylor Swift too. We didn't even get on that. Okay, my very last one, because we do need to wrap things up here, because I could keep you here all day. This one is a higher priced item. We do love our luxury bags. Okay, so I have a few Marc Jacobs. I love Dooney and Burke, and some people may think that is so cheesy, but I'm no, Dooney and Burke is a classic. I do love them. Obviously, I posted about my cute little red one and my little. I need to get that cream colored one
adorable.
out. Yes,
I have one for Disneyland, and it looks brand new still.
Yes,
and I'm taking it on rides and stuff.
That's right. She has the cool Dooney and Burke Disney one. That one is awesome, and they do sports ones too, which I didn't know about until just recently.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's fine.
When we were in Disneyland, I was in Disneyland last week with my husband for our anniversary, and I had my Dooney and Burke bag, which I love, and I've taken it on every single trip. But for some reason, all of a sudden, I felt like it was suffocating my shoulder, and I was going to die from how heavy it was or whatever.
Yes.
And I went into the Disney store, and I got one of those belt bags that you can wear like this.
Yes.
My life has changed.
I know.
I felt like a new woman. So I came home and ordered 2 Kate Spade ones.
Yes.
To have for because we're pumpkin patching.
Yes.
We're wagon riding.
Yeah.
And people, I'm dragging a purse around with me everywhere I go, and I'm not going to do it anymore.
No.
And so I got a really nice Kate Spade bag. They're on sale right now. They're having a 60% off sale.
Okay.
I got a black one and a navy blue one.
Cute.
And I'm going to live my best mom life when we're sporting and doing all that, but it's still like a nice quality.
Yes. Well, I even just have the Lululemon ones. And there's like some that are like obviously just a square, but then there's some that are like a little bit bigger. And same. Universal, like all of our trips that we've done,
my whole life has changed. Yeah. I literally did not have to take it off because this is me at restaurants. If I can't put my purse on the chair, I don't put my purse on the ground because I'm a psycho. Yeah. And so I'm sitting at a restaurant with a full purse just strapped across me, hanging down my side.
While you're trying to eat.
While I'm trying to eat.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to be living my best belt bag life.
Yes. You definitely can't put as much in it, but
I downsized wallets.
I was going to say, but then when you downsize, I did that as well. Okay, but remember this for Christmas then. Your kids, get them the Amazon belt bags.
The girls got some for their birthday and they love it.
No, that's where now, because Ruby, going to the pumpkin patch, she just went with her friends over the weekend. Yeah. It has her wallet in it. It has her phone in it, all of that stuff. Even Jack. So my boys all wore those belt bags.
Did they?
In Universal. Yes.
Okay, so Jack has one that's similar.
Okay.
But it's like one of those backpacks that just slings across.
Totally.
Loves it.
Yeah. Yes.
And I told my mom, I said, stop going to Europe with a purse.
Yes. No, my friend just borrowed my Lululemon one to go to Europe 3 weeks ago.
Yes, because it's even with a crossbody bag, which is what I switched to when I needed hands-free for kids.
Same.
This is so much easier, and it's right here.
Yeah.
And when you're traveling, it feels safer for all your stuff.
Yep.
And you're just going to I'm just going to have less lipstick options because
I know. That's the only thing.
That's the only thing.
Because I'm I want Aquaphor. Plus I want a lip gloss.
Plus I have to have lots of Sani.
This. Plus I want my eyelash brush. Plus I need my
So I downsized to a smaller wallet.
Stuff. Yeah.
I bought a Kate Spade wallet as well that's smaller.
Okay.
And then I bought one of their little card carriers
That's
instead,
what I do.
And I put the cards that I don't use all the time in it.
Yeah.
And then I can just grab them easily.
Yes.
And I have a cupboard where I keep all my purses and I put everything I need in each purse. So all I have to do is switch my wallet and my makeup bag. Everything else, there's 9 copies of it because I'm a psycho.
Guys, when she told me this, I was like, wait, come again? So she literally has the exact same color of lip gloss times 9. One in each bag.
I have a wet ones in each bag. A hand
sanitizer
in each bag.
So all she has to do is literally change out her wallet
in each bag. And then I just switch out my wallet and my tiny makeup bag as needed per outfit.
Oh, again.
I'm
we
extra.
Like luxury, okay?
I'm extra.
And she is extra. And that is one of the many reasons I love you. Okay, so, but now, because we're still on topic, but my favorite thing, I have had this bag for years now. But it's actually a Marc Jacobs laptop bag.
Really?
It's right here. It's right next to me. I'm going to pull it up just since you're sitting right here.
Oh, look how cute.
Again, crossbody when you're carrying so many things.
Yes, look at the cute plaque on it.
The cute plaque. The colors I feel like, normally I probably wouldn't have picked purple. But anyway, it's so nice on the inside. It has this great pocket in the back.
Love
I know that I put in, that's where I put my charger.
Yeah, gotta have
and all of that. Yes. But I feel like I have taken it to business meetings that I've done with certain things to put in there, and you can fit papers, file folders, all of the above. Right now it just has my random podcast
and it's quite slim though.
Yes, it is very slim. Look at the bottom of that. It's fantastic. Obviously pricey. Okay. But Nordstrom Rack.
But how long
for
have you had
any
it?
of those. Oh, and this, yeah. I mean, I probably paid like, I don't know, nothing crazy. It was probably like 120, but like full price is probably like 350 maybe or 300. Maybe I'm way off on that because it's obviously been years. But yeah, it's definitely been.
And you know where else,
it's
if you want to look for bags and you don't want to pay full price and they don't have it at Nordstrom Rack, Mercari.
Oh, yes.
And Poshmark.
Yes.
I buy almost exclusively off of there.
Okay.
Because you can buy them with tags on, brand new.
Yes.
For a fraction.
A fraction of the cost.
And then you can get things that have been discontinued, but that you still like. Maybe like you have a favorite.
Yes.
You can get a brand new one of it, even if you can't get it retail.
That's a great idea. So yes, I'll absolutely link all of these things. Now I'm starting to get nervous because my computer says low battery. We've literally used the entire battery.
The computer dead.
And normally I have it plugged in, but the plugging situation just wasn't working with me today.
It just really died.
So yeah, it's going to be dying any second.
All right.
Thank you so much for coming on. I've really been looking forward. You're one of the first people on my list. It's
thanks
just
for letting me just barf everything in my brain out onto you.
But again, that is why we have such good conversation, because we didn't even talk about anything that was on our list.
We had a list that we've been working on for several months.
So that means you're gonna have to come on again.
No, they're gonna be like, oh, this girl again. No! She's so canny.
This
is why we require a full day. Like normally when I go get my hair done,
we go to lunch after.
We go to lunch and then it's time to pick up my children.
Yes,
by the time we finish lunch.
Because we literally are like, crap, we have to
go. The servers
right
are
now.
like, can you leave?
Yeah. Like I have
Do
other
you need
people.
more Diet Coke? There are people waiting for this table.
Yes. I know.
You have like we haven't talked in years, but I see you every
month. I know. Which I do get to see you, I think, like next week or something, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Anyway. So yes. So for sure you'll come on again.
Sure.
I'm gonna need you to.
Okay.
Really, truly.
All right.
I am actually gonna ask for your help, I think, with those with the gifting guides too.
I would love it.
If you come across something like
that's one of my unnecessary, useless skills.
Talent.
Shopping.
You're fantastic at
shopping for people. Yes. I love to do it. And my husband likes it when it's someone else's money.
Yeah, someone else's money. It's not out of her budget. I love it. Okay. Well, hope y'all will come back and listen to us again. Thank you for coming to Time to Process, and we will see you next week.